boys, we're there. And then a Zebo walks into 5 people for no reason whatsoever, dies instantly, and the game's over.
You know,
It was the most anticlimactic thing I've seen in ages. I was just like, why?
There's some heroes like that that can be pretty enjoyable. I kind of miss Asmodan for that reason. Taste for Blood.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
the good old days on Tomb, that was actually really fun. Where you had the race where one team is trying to just bury them before Asmodan gets online. It was only the question, does Asmodan get to that point where you can poke them down? I like those games. A lot of people really hated them, hated watching them. I personally was on the camp that really enjoyed it because it was a bit of a different dynamic that we had. But I mean, at this point, these don't really play a big role, but on Towers of Doom, heroes that still play a huge role are, of course, our friendly frontliners with Garrosh, Diablo. Definitely heroes that we could see here again. We saw in the last game both of them being banned out, Garrosh and Diablo. And again, Method is looking at both of them.
You say friendly Garrosh. And now suddenly I have him like pictured in like a bathrobe skin where he just came out of the shower and he's all soapy. And he goes to hug people and instead he's throwing them over his shoulders into the back. He's like, oh no, I'm just trying to hug you.
Wait. Why do you equate friendly with soaking wet
Well,
bathrobe
hugs.
out of the shower?
Okay, so here's how it works. I said friendly, and my brain jumped to hugs.
I'm not sure if I want to know.
No, I'm explaining it.
Okay.
So friendly jumps to hugs, right? Because hugs usually are friendly or at least comforting, right? You agree with that?
Okay,
You're following?
I follow you.
But I'm like, but what would make a character get thrown behind them if Garrosh went to go in for a hug? And I'm like, well, soap suds. So he just came out of the shower, all soapy-like. He goes in for hugs and then throws people behind him. Friendly Garrosh, skin that's soapy. It makes sense.
Tim?
I could draw a picture if you want.
A, please do. B, sometimes you scare me.
I'm just telling you, that's how my brain works, man.
So, yeah, that scares me a
It
lot.
works. Friendly Garrosh, man. Comes in for hugs, throws target, and
It's
Garrosh
all
has been left
soapy.
up.
Yeah, Garrosh is left up, so he could be with his bathrobe skin so all soaped up.
Third pick Samuro?
Throw people behind him. I'm a happy panda, Samuro. Yes, there we go. I've been actually really waiting for a bit more Samuro play. He's still on that edge of the meta, but we see him a bit more often. A Tracer has a composition on the side of Dignitas again, and we see some Samuro action. It was Method who brought it first in, because Aethera Angel was inspired by Monkey in the Hero League. It's a little bit of a different writing style, but in my head, it's still a Hero League Monkey inspired me to play Samuro. That's what I took away from that interview. So I want to see that again. And with Medivh and Samuro, I'm hyped for this. We had Diamond Skin with Thunder. Did so well with Samuro.
That they did. And this just goes to Game 3's being one of my favorite parts in a best of 5 series. If you go down 2-0, typically going into Game 3, that's where you kind of throw it all out the window and you say, all right, it's time to get a win somehow. How are we going to do this? Some teams, like back in the day, Zelts went in with Mobstale and he said, all right, let's play Garrosh, let's have fun. They wind up having a reverse sweep. You look at a team like Tricky Esports, say, okay, let's run it down mid. And they run it down mid and they get a reverse sweep. And then you come into game number 3 for Method and they say, you know what, let's throw it out the window. Here's Medivh and Samuro, a composition that we've pulled off in the past.
And what have we seen the last time when Dignitas played against Samuro? They actually nearly lost the game against Diamond Skin on the first map. And then on the second map, they banned Samuro on the second ban. I think that's one of the reasons why Method, who have shown Samuro in the past, have now picked him a bit earlier. Because they said, there is a chance that they pick it away from us, that they ban it out. So they didn't want to deal with that.
Don't forget, though, Abathur has been mixed with Samuro. Abathur been taken away, so some of that effectiveness that can be brought in from a Samuro being on the side lane has been kind of deleted here. So Dignitas did have some inkling that something weird might happen, so Abathur was one of their ways of attacking that.
We also don't get our soaped up friendly orc in his bathrobe. We have Garrosh now being banned out as well.
See, you're coming around from it. You're acting like you're being sassy and throwing it back in my face, but I think you're actually sold on it and you want to run it.
No.
What if they have a Caldor skin on top of it? So you have Garrosh tent where it's like red, Garrosh tent that's orange, and then Garrosh tent number 3, which is Caldor. Would you be in?
He already has no hair. I just...
Exactly. See? See? I'm selling you on this.
I don't have a key for it, but
I mean, it just has to look alike, right? A doppelganger. It doesn't have to be exactly.
But we have the color skin already in Heroes of the Storm. It's called random.
Okay, that's fair.
I have a different name for it, but yeah.
I just think it'd be a good skin. That and Dinner New York. Those should be our next 2. Easy sale.
I still want the gangster Vikings.
Yeah.
But the Vikings are too
The
far
Mafia
out of the
ones?
matter, right? Yeah. Rhaegar and ETC. So someone wants a cleanse.
Also, Rhaegar, if he has to, can go and kind of help the Samuro with the wave clear, kind of jump on top if he needs to.
Are you going to Dehaka on the last pick here, just so you have something against Samuro where you have a global?
Possibly. I mean, it will be.
I mean, Dignitas has faced it already, so they played against it when Diamondskin used it, and they have definitely put a lot more thought into how to counter it, because that started to pop up a lot more often. And I'm happy that we see it, because it's always like this little basically, Samura is the new Vikings. That's what it feels to me.
Sure.
Every now and then you have the Vikings being thrown in by certain teams in the past, in 2017, especially in the first half. Now you're having Samura in a similar spot. See Greymane with it, and Varian. Oh, so we have actually an attempt at a blow-up comp in the 4-man, and then you have Samura on top of that. I think that's a pretty scary one, especially against Tracer now, though.
This is something to learn also. Since Samura is being picked in HGC, you're probably going to see it picked more in Hero League. It's that simple, right? So make sure that when you are drafting around a Samura, make sure you have that 4-man that can go toe-to-toe on their own, has some kind of blow-up or some way to kill something, that they are threatening enough. That way you can have that 4-man buy space for your Samura. And also take advantage of the space that he buys you.
I mean, there's rumors out there that there's a certain HGC caster who yesterday started leveling up his Samura to level 5.
Oh yeah, and how'd that go?
That actually went really well, surprisingly. I don't think I lost the game, so yeah.
One trick over here. Kaldor. Arthas comes in for the 5th pick.
Yeah, I heard that you can't tell, you can't see names anymore in Hero League, so one-tricking apparently is rewarded these days, so I have to find my one-trick hero.
Don't even whisper that in my ear,
Triggered!
Please. I'm not triggered. I have my own thoughts on it, and I will keep them to myself.
You know what the problem is? If you're trying to one-trick, it's really difficult if you're actually a main tank.
Yeah, you can't main take a warrior. Like, warriors need to kind of be a little reflective right now.
One-tricking a main tank, it really is annoying. So at this point, I'm like, huh, apparently like picking one hero is really good right now. I'm a tank player though, so apparently I have to deviate away from it now, so yeah.
I think one-tricks are heroes that by themselves can do something really, really well, and if they're not responded to or babysit, they do well. Like, it's a form of cheese. Like, an Asmodan can split push
AKA
constantly.
specialists.
Chromie can do a temporal loop. Like, you can do these heroes that like can do their own thing in a 1v1 and do pretty well. That's where you do one-trick. But a tank, not so much.
Yeah. Also with the tank, you actually have to join fights, and one-tricks don't really like to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm helping. Have you seen my siege damage? I'm awesome.
Welcome to the one-trick GC as we talk about all these heroes. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 3.
These are the hot topics these days, okay?
These are the hot topics.
That's what the community is talking about. But what we are talking about is Method versus Dignitas. A 2-0 lead for Dignitas, but now we have, again, Orc City as Athero is playing Samuro, Shrimpy on Medivh, Curse on Malfurion, Nick on Greymane, and Arcana on Varian.
In the red, Dignitas. Snitch to play Tassadar, JPL on ETC, Zalia on Rhaegar, and Wubby on Arthas. Poik to finish it up with another game on Tracer.
All right, so let's see how this is going to work out on the side of Method. Is Amuro going to be the pick that really gets them onto the board now? Or will Dignitas actually take this with a 3-0 victory? On level 1 already for Shrimpy, bit of an adaptation here. Portal Mastery. Don't see too often. Usually we're talking about the Raven form here, but slight adjustment. When we're talking about Samuro, of course, is still the focus of the Way of Illusion. Has been the go-to for him. Normally seeing the Spell Shield then on level 4.
And we'll keep an eye on that Samuro. We were kind of equating it yesterday to a game of Jenga, of where Samuro is always in that position where he could just topple all your towers at once. He's trying to constantly wear you down. Team Dignitas will have to do their best to make her shut that off. Team Liquid faced off against us yesterday, and one of the best things that they did was grab a bell tower to the bottom south so they can deal with their mid and top lane as they needed.
I mean, Samuro is currently a hero that at the beginning he's still ramping up after a while, especially when you have that auto attack damage that can be really tricky here. Because with Samuro, at some point, you're going to be in the spot on 16 when coming out of a wind walk, you really chunk away hard. And you can, with Burning Blade, deliver a lot of single target damage there, whereas Squishy is losing a huge chunk of his health pool. I feel the adjustment of having Arthas here on that side lane, we haven't really noted that down too much, but that's also something which is going to make it a bit more tricky for Samuro, since once that you start to slow him down and you connect with your Howling Blast, you can just walk him down and take him apart.
I also enjoyed the pick of Arthas into the Samuro at level 4 when you're picking up your quest tiles. So you're trying to stack those up. Samuro really easy to stack against. So we can finish off his level 4 pretty quickly. And he has decent wave clear too, so Samuro actually is in a situation where he doesn't want to engage too heavily. And then if a Howling Blast connects, gonna have Wubby chase him down at any point.
Talking about stacking, Shrimpy is also going a bit boss mode here with his Medivh stacking. He's sitting at 18 stacks. We're talking 2 minutes into the game. So he's really been racking up these numbers. Now, of course, he still needs to be careful that he doesn't get sniped, but he is doing fairly well, so it's a good start for him.
Nick doing a really good job here of actually stopping that back line from getting on top of those turrets. He tanks all that damage, so he's able to put himself in a position to clear it up, but also so he doesn't lose turrets. Just trying to make sure that Dignitas doesn't get too much experience ahead of their opponents, and they're close now. 4.5 to 4.5 with a 3 altar phase about to hit.
And as expected on level 4, the adjustment on the side of Samuro, the Mirage, so the spell armor that you get. Super important here, of course, also against like all that poke damage that we are seeing on the side of Team Dignitas. But we have the triple phase now starting up, and let's see how much Method can get here. Can get the double, they have the level 4 now, so that means that they also, of course, have access to their taunt. It's going to be even more scary when we have the Cursed Bullet later, but actually there is an argument to be made for go for the throw, considering that your main target is going to be Tracer.
Yeah, exactly. If you're able to jump into her, get a cleave, and Tasso's not there for his shield, you go for the throw, and she's dead. It's that simple. Poik jumps on top of the altar. We'll start the channel. Arcaner comes in with the Lion's Maul, but he misses out on it thanks to JPL knocking him down right when he slammed out that Lion's Maul.
Yeah, that was a bit of an awkward one.
Yeah.
But good job by Dignitas. So 2-for-1 trade in their favor. Only 4 shots fired against them. But yeah, a lot of this is going to come down to level 10 on the side of Samuro. 10 is important for him. 16 is insane. Once you have 10, you have a lot more global presence with him just because you can control your mirror images a lot better. Once that you have a level 20, the extended duration on those, keeping them active for 36 seconds is actually absolutely, it's brutal. Like, you can really use the hero as a complete global here. And so far, Thero is doing well on that top lane against Wooby. He is holding his own. And again, the late game is going to be great for him. But oh, there's the attempt to take Wooby down already. Nice taunt. And that's a quick kill. And all of it enabled by Shrimpy with his portal setup.
The portal's into it, Arcaner with the taunt right underneath the wall, and they're able to grab it. And also with the mirror images coming in, taking those shots for the towers, Method able to get that kill. We'll be going to be feeling that one in the morning. Team Dignitas, however, still finishing this push on the bottom lane when Sapper's about to spawn up. Again, their main goal is to break down a bell tower on their opponents and try to lock them down. One of the greatest ways you can shut down a global play from your opponent.
Yeah, so the level 7 talent that we're seeing for Samuro, just to keep you guys a bit apprised here of what exactly is happening, is the Critical Strike, the Phantom Pain. So you get additional damage for depending on how many of your mirror images are active. So it really makes sense, and after 16 that you wind walk towards the target, you get the first hit in, and then you go great for the critical strikes after you pop your mirages, your mirror illusions, and that's pretty chunky, especially if the target is taunted by Varian when he starts to jump in. So there's a lot of one-shot potential for Method in the later stages around Samuro, but of course he adds that global, that macro aspect to your composition that you really want to have.
With the Sappers pushing the bottom, Method is putting a lot of the resources to clearing that out, which allows Rhaegar to sneak on by and start channeling the altar. And Method is going to go ahead and give it up. A few more shots over to Team Dignitas as they drop down the score of Method to 28.
Yeah, this comes back to Method just simply realizing we can let it a little bit go here. Our late game skills really well for us, so let's just not get too overly aggressive here and risk anything. Keep in mind that Shrimpy is also still working on his own quest talent on Medivh. He's currently sitting at 35, so that's important. We have a Thero on 25 stacks on his level 1 talent for Samuro. So there's a lot to be said for them playing this a bit slower and waiting for their power spikes to hit.
Team Dignitas, however, not being slow, going in for possibly an engage here. Essentially, it's found out by Arcaner, and he has to be careful of being taunted. His Method is going to be able to finish up these Sappers. Got a bit of a weird timing between those two, as Method's been grabbing those as soon as they spawn up. Dignitas delay theirs a little bit to be spawning about 60 seconds after their opponent's Sappers get cleared up, so they can kind of offset that balance in that bottom lane and try to get into a spot where they're not having Sapper versus Sapper. Instead, they can clear up that lane and then have their Sappers pushing in on the bottom to force Method to come respawn.
10 is a bit quicker for Dignitas here. They're so far doing well. Again, Arcana is at that front looking for that taunt. If you can get a chance to land that properly, but Dignitas will have the early level 10 ability. Not really too much of a threat potential once that hits, so Method should be able to get their own 10s in time. The time window for Dignitas is a small one, and it's very unlikely that they can get anything done outside of it. ETC probably going to be the biggest threat considering that he has the mosh pit here. Immediate attack here. Comes a quick force wall. 10s are available now on both sides, with the polybomb taken by Medivh. Shrimpy still not quite done with the quest talent yet. Warbringer on Arcana as expected, so the cooldown reduction, which will reduce the cooldown of charge down to 4. And we have the Curse Bullet, so targeting not only Tracer, but also trying to be a bit more threatening towards the front line with ETC and Arthas.
Yeah, any target is pretty much the tool here for Method to try and find one to lock down. Curson starting up the channel here. On the altar in the middle, Taunt comes out, Arthas gets focused down, he drops on the Icebound Fortitude, stays away from the Polybomb, is able to walk away, Army of the Dead gets popped up, and he goes in, gets a massive Howling Blast.
Triple Howling Blast, yeah, really good one. Shrimpy completing its quest talent on Medivh, another important one. And by now, with level 10, we have also, of course, a lot more control of Samuro here when it comes to his map control. But the altar goes over to Dignitas, 24 against 36 points. Ethero's still waiting at the side, trying to go for Poi, gets a bit of damage in, not quite enough yet. Here comes the taunt, they go for ATC, bullet comes out, but it's just not enough. Wooby walking to that back line still, and then now the turnaround. Let's dance, baby. ETC with a move. As he goes in, and that's a 1-for-1 trade, actually, as we're seeing Samuro drop Arthas.
Arthas getting picked up. JPL goes in for a massive power slide once again on the back left, but Arcana turns around, wanting to force his fight. JPL trying to escape. His shield pops up. Arcana is about to have that taunt up, though. Shrimpy coming in, too, and they take out an ETC.
Call me impressed. That mosh pit really looked like it was the beginning of the end for Method.
Yeah.
And they only lose one, and they're able to turn that around with Samuro dropping first Arthas. And then the chase is on ETC. Well played by Method. Good control here. And Shrimpy again opening up these portals, being highly aggressive. They get one of the altars, so 24 against 32, but that was a really nice setup that Method just pulled off.
Well impressed. That Tracer rounds continuing to work here against Method, constantly finding out those mirror images. And we're going to have Tracer trying to find a kill later on there. That was a really good use of that Tracer round. Just couldn't find the kill as so far. Been having a thorough playing the Samuro really well, juking and jiving as much as he can. Back to the Sappers is the name of the game for Dignitas as they start the Sappers to the north. And they'll get those pushing in.
Yeah, double altars already announced. We also have Tranquility for Malfurion.
Okay.
Couldn't get too much use out of that in the last fight, just simply because he got sniped so early. Pressure play, nice dodge that we saw from Ethereal here. Keep in mind he also has still his level 4 talent, so all that spell armor that he gets out of that. The Way of Illusion is by now completely stacked for Samuro as well, so a lot of auto attack damage that he can push out. It's going to become extremely important after the 16. Usually on 13 we see Shikuchi taken to give yourself a bit more mobility, and especially important if you're going up against the force wall, since you can jump over.
Yeah, able to hop right on over. And I'm actually a little bit worried, because yesterday we had the same type of scenario for Team Liquid as they took on Diamond Skin, but Team Liquid was severely ahead of their opponent. Method, pretty close actually. 32-24, they're starting to hit these power spikes, and they're doing well in these team fights. It's been really paying off for them.
So far, yes, but I'm really wondering how much of an impact Poik is going to have here later. That's what really worries me slightly. So once that Poik pops off, if he goes into that backline and gets a quick kill, if he can chase anybody down, then I think that could be really it could be that one linchpin move, you know, where Poik goes in, gets the kill, and all of a sudden it turns around against them.
Two altars, one on the top right, one on the top left, typically a 1-for-1 trade, looking like it is going to be that so far. Sappers were pushing in the bottom, and Dignitas hoping that can get by, but Samuro sneaks on through and clears that up. And 4 more shots apiece.
Yeah, Samuro now also, of course, utilizing his copies to join these fights a little bit more after he comes in. Okay, switches position already. In and out. The Thero is still there. The damage against Poik. Taunt, not quite. He is in. Rewind, but it's not enough. Tracer is down.
Varian showing why he can be one of those counters against the Tracer. Locking her down, chasing her down, that cooldown reduction available for him to be able to chase targets, shows off there, and Tracer, forced to recall, actually goes back into the team of Method, and they get the easy kill. Yeah,
Shikuchi as expected also as the level 13 talent now taken, so with a quick teleport. And so far, things are really going well for them. The Shattering Throw is now taken against Tacita. That alone, the passive is already great, but of course the activatable 2 can just break down through that shield quite easily. Good kills for Method. 4 kills against 1. On the objective, they are still behind. 20 against 28. But this is still a setup in which Dignitas has to be extremely careful, since this can snowball and break at any point in time, depending on how Method plays it. If they get a few more kills, if Shrimpy is able to set another one of these fantastic portals into the backline, then Dignitas would find themselves in trouble.
Especially with the 3 altar phase about to come up. Samuro going to be effective when all 3 altars are up, using that Illusion Master to jump around between the 2. And here we go. 1 altar to the top left, 1 to the top right, and 1 to the south. 14 3/4 for both of our teams in experience. Will Method be able to catch up in terms of 4 shots? Ooh, Dignitas going for a quick race in the boss.
Yeah, very quick one. Ethereal is going to check that out, but the rest of the team isn't there. Ethereal sees it, he's going to call it. The rotation is happening, but it's going to be too slow. It's not going to be in time. Nice move by Dignitas. Sneaky. 4 shots fired, and now they're making their plays for the altars. They're trying to get the top here. They're trying to get both at the top. Arthur's already getting it. Grayman is down in the bot lane. Good chance for Dignitas to grab both of them.
Especially with Grayman being down there, because Grayman's pretty instrumental for this combo. You want that Cursed Bullet to follow up after Varian. He needs to be here if they want to contest.
Yeah, but they're moving away. Yeah, they took a little bit too much time. They were not quite able to make that happen. Once again, Whoopi straight in the copies, trying to see if he can maybe lock Samuro down here. The shots have been fired. 2-1 trade. Again, the E. Poik low gets away. And Ethereal not changing copies just yet. So 12 points against 20. Dignitas had an opportunity to maybe drop Method down to 8, but they missed out on it. They didn't really want to fight there yet. Both of the teams are waiting for their level 16 talents, but that is a neck-to-neck fight. And again, Dignitas has the 2-0 lead. This would be already game if Dignitas now claims victory on Towers of Doom. And we still have to throw that out. It's their map choice. Dignitas on Towers is sitting at 5 wins and 0 losses, whereas Method has a 2-4 record on the map. So Dignitas just on home turf, so to say.
1 altar. Gonna be spawning next year for Dignitas in the south. 4 shots for either of our teams. Gonna be great for them so they don't have to peel around and deal with that Illusion Master. Ooh, a big engage here on the top as Sappers are trying to be snagged by Wubby. Snitch trying to keep him alive. Icebound Fortitude will make sure he stays healthy, but Method takes away the Sappers. And there's a wall already broken down here.
But they couldn't get the kill. So that's at least a bit of a small victory here for Dignitas. The 16 talents are now in for both of the teams. And this is where we, of course, once again, as mentioned before, on 16 have the harsh wins. So you get the additional damage increase. That makes Ethereal really dangerous on that hero now. Makes him extremely dangerous with this setup. We also have the aggressive shredding on the side of ETC. We're seeing the Remorseless Winter that alone already gives you a lot of lockdown, and the Earthgrasp Totem. So a lot of tools that are trying to play around control when we have all these heroes in play with the copies included.
All right, Task with 16 also getting the double Side Storm can start to poke a lot around the area. Also good for revealing where your opponents are at, especially that Samuro.
Yeah.
And watch for Medivh here. Medivh is the entire way Method forces this fight.
This ult is going to be crucial. It's absolutely crucial. If Method loses it, they're down to 8. They're down to the single digits. And here comes again the setup that they're trying to pull. JPL zoning that out.
Taunt comes out. There goes a Cursed Bullet. Heal in also from Zelia. Zelia with the Ancestral Healing will keep him alive. The Mosh Pit to catch Medivh.
Mosh Pit, and they're catching him. The question, can they take someone down? That's the big one. Arcana's already low, very low here. But once more, Dignitas is moving away as the Tranquility heals Method up. The Fountain is still ready. They're trying to tap. They need to interrupt, though. Can they get to Shrimpy?
Snitch with the Storm. Should be able to grab it. There he goes. He connects it with the Side Storm. Another portal once again. Medivh thinking about going in. It's going to be the Samuro first.
JPL moving back once again. Samuro is in, and the channel is still continuing.
And they get it. Method takes the altar, gets 4 more shots, bringing Dignitas down to 16. It is 12 to 16 on Towers of Doom, and Method has a lead, and they have a pick.
I mean, that was a quick one. That was Arthur's, by the way, that just obliterated.
A full health Arthas.
Yeah, a full health Arthas that just got chunked down. A quick taunt, and then you have the copies of Ethereal there, and they just hammer him into the ground.
Was that the Tri-Meme mode Arthas? Because he falls pretty quickly whenever I'm playing against him. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it's about the same hit point pool here. Talking about aggression, we see even more of that coming in now. Ethereal moving away with the copies once again, swapping places, moving out. The pressure is on the bell tower. Kirsten is low, but it's still 5 versus 4. You're not going to take that one.
Well, Arcaner gets force walled. JPL's looking at him, gets taunted. Starts to back up. Cleanse, helpful. He's able to survive here. Poik also stepping up a little bit. And now we're getting to a point where these waves are pushing for Method. Look at middle lane. Look at top lane. His cell towers are starting to get bruised.
His comp is dirty.
It is dirty.
This is really dirty. Once again, they're starting to move in here, trying to see if they can maybe snipe one quickly. Ethereal just dropping copies, switching bodies the entire time. Arthas is now taking the top lane because Dignitas is facing another problem. They are slowly and steadily losing out on experience, and with the Method on 18, you're already starting to think about level 20 talents.
Double altar up, one on the top left, one on the top right. Dignitas moving up, clearing out the middle wave, just making sure they're good to go. They do have Sappers they could snag before they move in, but they have to be careful. Oh no, Wubby may have gotten caught again. He drops on the Icebound Fortitude. Cursed Bullet fall up afterwards. Army of the Dead is just not enough, but a massive mosh pit Can Point get a kill on Medivh? He focuses him down, he gets the pulse bomb, and he falls!
He gets the kill, but can he survive? Can he get out now? Tranquility kept them alive for so long. Curson, on the other hand, has now burned one of his biggest cooldowns, and Medivh gone is a problem. The boss is back to business. Arthur's is down, but we still have ETC in play, and the right side channel has started as Rhaegar moves in. Down here, zoning happening. Poik already looking for it. Nice wedge that Dignitas drove into the team of Method. Here comes again the quick move towards ETC with a taunt. Unsuccessful, and they're starting to make their play. Only 10 seconds until Arthur's is back, and they're zoning them out.
Arcana peeled away. Throws up here on the top side. 20 seconds for Medivh to even come back. Zelia starting the channel. Poik trying to be in that front line, just being annoying enough. Force wall comes out, but a little bit too late. Taunt straight on top of Tracer. He's able to recall to get that Ancestor healing in. Pulse bomb hits on Arcana. He gets low on health.
Once again, Ethereal is starting to move in, but as he said, Arcana is already low, and he needs to be careful here. Ethereal also in a bit of trouble. Again, the channel started. Arthur's already on the way. Shrimpy back in 1 second. He needs to join the fight here, and he wants to. Arcana comes in. Here comes the taunt. They go for JPL. They do not get the kill. Rhaegar again with the save. Arthur's on the way to the bot lane right now. They're trying to hold on to the bell tower, and we have Method down to 4 points on the core against the 16 in the hands of Dignitas, and there's a boss on the map as well.
There's a boss on the map, and then just go straight forward. They want to eliminate it, take it away. They see that Arthur's in the bottom lane clearing up. Team Dignitas just goes in straight for the Sapper. So Method will be able to take the boss off the field and get 4 shots on their opponents. And here's the good news too. They have an experience lead on their opponent.
And
half a level.
They know. Method at this, or Dignitas knows that the boss is being taken. So they are just saying, okay guys, we're getting both. We're getting both of the camps at the bot lane, and we're trying to get bell tower control. Arcana looking to see if he can maybe dismount someone. That's not happening. But still, they're pressuring the bot lane. Another good Howling Blast is hitting hard. Method with a slight leading experience. Here comes the taunt on ETC. The bullet goes in, but the heals are there.
Sappers seeping on through. They're going to go straight to that bell tower on the bottom left so they get it low. Wubby is the focus. He pops down the Icebound Fortitude just to survive, turns around, and gets Arcana locked down. That Frozen Tempest is starting to kick in. Tranquility used by Curson.
And the mosh pit once again, and it's a massive one! They kill, the triple, they're going for it. Variant down, Medivh and Samuro fall, and they're not the only ones. So Curson is on the run, and he is down. It's a quad kill. If Method wouldn't have taken that boss away, then Dignitas could have ended the game right now. But they take full control of this. They push the bot lane. They can go up into the middle. They hit that 20. What an insane mosh pit by JPL.
This is looking like a disappointing game. Nick even thinks so too. Stuck here in the middle lane, completely floating around, getting poked down by double support here with Rhaegar and Tassadar.
10 seconds on the altar. 10
seconds for the altar is up. This is looking like it's going to be a game. Dignitas even goes in for a kill on Greymane just to secure it. The altar just needs to be channeled, and Team Dignitas with a JPL mosh pit puts the cherry on top of this game and is able to secure the victory.
JPL is just crazy. That mosh pit was so good. Perfect play here by them. Slides in, gets the kill, and finishes